Fulkowski, the online instructor advisor for the Department of Gerontology here at the University of Nebraska in Omaha. And with me today is Terry Haney, also a native Omahan and UNO alum. And Terry's had a very, very successful career. He's also been a very strong supporter of the university. In fact, he's won many awards. In fact, you won the highest UNO non-academic award, the Order of Tower. Yeah. And so anyway, today I thought that we'd have you come in and share a little bit about, maybe a little bit about your history, okay. And then we'll talk a little bit about education, and in particular, gerontology.
Okay.
So why don't we start, just talk to us a little bit about who Terry Haney is.
I was not able to go to college when I got out of high school, and so I began my college career I had some college when I was young, and then I continued 100 years later at UNO, and I finally got my bachelor's degree 40 years out of high school. I was 57, and while I was taking my bachelor courses, I had a lot of optional courses because I had a fair amount of credits when I joined the program to graduate, and I found the gerontology courses to be very interesting. There's two reasons for that. Number one, I noticed that my wife was getting older, and I thought it'd be a good idea to be tuned in. Secondly, I was in the insurance business. I spent my career in the insurance business, working mostly with employee benefits. And we found that working with our employers, one of the things they faced was employees that were old enough to retire, employees that were somehow disabled while they were working, and then they had retired employees who frequently stayed close to the company. And managing people who are older with problems, it became kind of a challenge for everybody that was involved. After I got my bachelor's degree, I decided I would take these hard to really understand business courses. And then I thought, well, my interest really is in gerontology, the study of aging. And I thoroughly enjoyed getting my master's degree, which I did, by the way, when I was 65 years old. And since then, I've had a lot of opportunities to be around the gerontology department. I've lectured some in beginning gerontology classes, and I can't think of a single degree you could pursue at UNO that at least a certificate in gerontology wouldn't be useful to you in your occupation. I tried to think of things that you wouldn't use or would have no chance of using a gerontology certificate. I can't think of one, even if you were studying to be a preschool or a preschool teacher or a grade school teacher where your students are all going to be young. You still have parents, grandparents, and other people that you may have to deal with who are older. Second of all, there's kind of a selfish thing with it. If all goes well, you eventually, hopefully will get old. And so that if you know where to go, and that's why you get information while you're in school on gerontology, just so that you know where to go if it's your personal life, your parents, your grandparents, or friends, or those people that you're associated with in your work. Another point that it has to do with occupation. No matter what occupation you have, in my mind, you will find that having some information about gerontology would be helpful to you. But it's the older people that have the money. Most people are working towards their retirement age, but usually by the time that they are old enough to retire, they've accumulated money. A lot of people sell their businesses, as I did, when they get to be old. And if you are of service to those people, why, that could help your profession, no matter what profession you're in. I have nothing more to say except it was nice.
I have a couple of questions yet,
Okay.
but
I
think that was really a great thumbnail sketch of really what gerontology is about and what brought you back to school to study it. One of the questions, you were talking, that kind of popped into my mind was you talk about how it's touched every aspect of our lives, whether it's financial, or legal, the insurance business, people caring for their parents. But talk to us just for a second, on a personal level. How did it change the way you think?
Well, an example is we moved a year ago out of a house we had lived in for 41 years. We lived there for 41 years, and while we were there, the first maybe 20 or 25 years, we had did a fair amount of remodeling, but it never occurred to me to have any consideration for an older person. But when I began to get interested in gerontology, and my wife and I redid parts of our house, any part we did, we included things like grab bars, tried to have access to virtually everywhere in the house for somebody that might be handicapped, even though we weren't handicapped and there was no necessarily a need to have these things in our home. But it's just that in the future, who knows who's going to be there. And of course, we lived there until I was pretty old. As a matter of fact, we lived there until I was 79. Some of those things we did earlier came in handy.
That's great. Would you recommend this course of study then to younger people then? Do you feel comfortable recommending our department to people?
Sure, I very much do. First of all, I think the gerontology department at UNO is on its way to become the best in the country. They have, there's a lot of pluses. I've been around the department since the early 90s, and at this moment in time, they are really headed in the right direction. They've got almost, they got whatever a gerontologist would need is available in the department. And then to be interested in gerontology, if you think about it, in the Omaha community, there have been lots of philanthropists that have supported the university and many other causes, but quite a few of them have made a fortune by taking care of the needs of older people. For example, on this campus, there's a Durham Science Building, and if you go down to the Med Center, every other building has the name Durham on it. Mr. Durham was an architect, but at some point in his architect career, he became aware of the needs of older people, and so he built several nursing and assisted living facilities, and eventually sold them, and most of the money that he earned, which was a fortune, was given as institutions of higher education because he was taking care of the needs of older people. But if you're an accountant, a dentist, a doctor, I don't care what you do, having a nose for what older people need is really a plus in your career.
Great. Well, Terry, I would thank you for spending a few minutes with us and sharing your thoughts. If you'd like more information, please visit our website at unomaha.edu, unomaha.edu/Gero, or you can email me at pfalkowski@unomaha.edu, and we'll have that information up for you right at the end of this video. Again, Terry, thank you, and
My
have a
pleasure.
great day.
Thank you.